Hello, my friends. We are here with my friend Machelle. That's Michelle with an A, not an I. She is a professional listener, and she has some really awesome uh, things that she wants to share with my community. I've been working with her for a little bit, coaching her in this program that I help people take their passions and turn it into some sort of business. And she's been an amazing member of that program, and she's got some really cool things for my community. So really good to see you on this call today, Michelle.
Thank you. Good to see you as
So
well.
so tell us tell us about your background in general. What are you up to in this world, and what brings you to my community today?
Um, yeah, so I've written in different styles throughout my life. And then I had a kind of a spell where I was just doing academic writing and I didn't have a lot of time for creative writing and I always missed it.
Mm,
Um, and now I'm done with grad school, so I'm back to creative writing and I'm currently working on a novel.
nice. And when you missed writing, how do you know you missed it? What did that feel like?
Um, because when I would sit down at my computer and I would be thinking about, oh, I wish I could be writing something else right now. This doesn't feel like writing, even though I am writing. Um, it doesn't feel that need for imagination and more emotive, creative expression of myself. It was just very dry and dull, and I just always that longing for the more creative part of the writing process just kept poking and then it never left.
Yeah, that's it. And that's one of the core reasons I wanted to bring you on, because I know a lot of people in my audience feel that. It's like we have bills to pay, we got to have, things got to get done. And while you're punching the clock or getting stuff done, there can be that longing, but there's another piece of me, you know. So I love that. But you've also got this other side. You're a professional listener. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I am a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Washington. I've been doing that now for going on almost 4 years. Um, I've been in private practice now just over a year, um, and I really love the work. It's very satisfying, but again, there's always that poke that there are other things that I really enjoy doing as well.
That's awesome. And to be clear for anybody in the community, she's not offering her therapy services. What she's talking about here is really it's a coaching thing. So tell us about it. So it takes that poking, nagging thing and your skills as a listener. And by the way, guys, if you've ever, she's got a really cool newsletter. You can check. We'll give you a way to sign up for her newsletter if you want. And her writing feels like a really sweet, warm hug. It's so nice. Her energy is so wonderful. So she's taking her own sort of awareness of that sort of longing and nagging for something more creative and imaginative, and her skills as like a professional listener, and putting them together for sort of like it's like a coaching thing. She's in the beta phase, but I think it's gonna be really special. So tell us more about what you'd like to do for writers.
Yeah, I really enjoy working with writers um, who feel that poke too and have that longing too, but they don't quite know how to satisfy it. Like maybe they feel blocked in some way, or they have imposter syndrome, or they just don't, for whatever reason, they can't move from feeling the longing and the poking to taking action toward what they desire.
What are some of the most common reasons? Let's say writer's block. What from your experience yourself, and listening to people, and what are some of the most common reasons writers get blocked, you think?
Um, I think part of it has to do with confidence, thinking to themselves they don't have anything important to say, or it's already been said, and getting locked in that loop. Um, some of it is the belief that there's not enough time.
Hold on, let me touch on that one, because I think it's a really
Sure.
big one. That idea of thinking that I don't have something important to say, which is a really beautiful, heartbreaking thought that everybody has to some extent or another. And I think you're right. I think it is because But of course, every human being has its own has our own unique perspective, and that's where I think what's great about you is your listening skills come in because when we get listened to, somebody holds space for us. Um, it it we realize, oh, I do have a thought or two that has some value and some uniqueness. Yes, is that what you're speaking to?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And then you were talking about time management stuff too, right?
Yeah, yeah. The idea that there's not enough time, the kind of preconceived notions of what a writer is supposed to be,
Yeah,
in terms of time, or what a writer produces and what all that looks like, and that having that preconceived notion in a person's mind can get in their way of, again, taking action, because they're trying to fulfill this like perfect vision of a writer, um, or that identity clashes with their other identities like mom, executive, um,
yeah.
etc.
And is it your experience that that uh, that they really do have the answers inside them? They can connect the dots, but without that sort of space to kind of get it up and untangle themselves, they stay kind of knotted up and blocked. Is that how you?
Yeah, yeah. I think people have an extraordinary ability to figure out their own problems. That it's just sometimes lacking the confidence, and lacking the just to have a more neutral sounding board that can reflect back to them like, yeah, you really do have something there and it is worth pursuing.
Yeah, yeah. I found that from my own process sometimes when I'm sorting out some sort of puzzle, either creatively or just relationship wise or whatever. And even if I like write an email to a friend or to a coach or to whatever, in the process of just writing it out, I start going, oh, I think I've got the answer to this. But if it's inside, it can't. So that's again why listening is such a really wonderful way of having people be able to sort of unfold and untangle their own puzzles. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so is there a particular segment of writers that you or writers or creatives that you most like to work with?
Yeah, I really enjoy working with busy woman executives. But I'm also open to anybody else who feels like they could use the kind of support that I'm hoping to offer.
Awesome. That sounds great. I'm sure there's a few busy women executives in my community. So that would be awesome. And other people that might be drawn to you. So that's awesome. So you're running a special because you're in this beta phase, right? What you want to tell them a little bit about what you're doing and how many people you're looking for your special offer?
Yeah, so I'm offering right now some one-on-one sessions. So for the first three people who want to sign up for that, it would be free. And then
Good price.
yeah, yeah. And then after that, if there are people who are still interested, there would be a cost involved, but it would be negotiable.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're in the beta phase. So guys,
Yeah.
she's awesome, and her rates are going to skyrocket fast. So jump on this if you like her vibe. If you have a block in writer's block, confidence, imposter syndrome, any sort of block that just like if you had like a really good listener. Again, it's not therapy. So it's not like it's creative coaching. But she's awesome. So I strongly encourage anybody who's listening to this, if you feel like, ooh, she seems kind of fun to get listened to. Who wouldn't want Machelle to listen to? uh, oh, I have one last question. How many
Sure.
times, because I've never met somebody that has Machelle with an A. Have you met other A Michelles or?
Um, very few, but they are out there.
Oh, I think it's really cool. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Okay. Any last thoughts for the community you want to leave them with?
Um, just appreciation for them taking the time to view this and consider the offer. And I appreciate you taking the time as well, Brooks. And I
Yeah.
look forward to what comes of this.
Awesome. Yeah, the last thing I'll say is whether they end up reaching out and getting support from you or for anybody, it's like get your support system locked in. Writers groups, accountability partners, whatever. It's like we need other human beings to listen to us, to support us, and to be of support for them too. So it's great to get professionals, really good ones, but like anybody who's gotten this far in the recording, get that support, because you've got good stuff in you. You need to get it up and out so that you can really move it around and then let your magic fly out into the world. Yes. All right. Thanks, Michelle. Good to see you.
Yeah,